Let me say, first of all, that I hope you are maintaining your health and safety while we enter into yet another surge of the COVID-19 pandemic, brought to you courtesy, first of all, of the orange bastard in the White House, Donald Trump, and secondly, by the Christian fascists in this country who have been telling their brain-dead people not to worry, it's no worse than the flu, and third, to the American people who are so just incredibly stupid, just unbelievably stupid, that they refuse to stay home, to listen to public health officials who are doing everything they can to explain how to defeat this virus. I mean, what a horrible situation. Overriding all of this, of course, or underwriting, I should say, because nothing is more important right now, I don't think, than stopping this virus. It continues to kill thousands of Americans every goddamn day. So overriding, underwriting, whatever, is the fact that this orange bastard in the White House, truly, it should be apparent to everybody now, knows no limits in his attempt to overturn this election that we had November 3rd. This is really getting sick and destructive, and somebody needs to arrest Donald Trump, charge him with treason, put him on trial, and if he's convicted, sentence him to whatever the penalty for treason against the United States is now. 150 years ago, it was, let's erect a statue to the people who committed treason against the United States. Let's teach our children about these son of a bitches. But I digress. There are 15 days left in the orange bastard's term. Is it 15? Actually, 14. I got to pause here for a moment. 15, 14, 16. It really doesn't matter at this point. The son of a bitch is going to do everything he can to render American democracy no longer operative. This was Khrushchev's promise way, way, way back in what, the 50s? 1950s. There's no doubt that Trump is going to use all of his remaining time in office to inflict as much pain and damage on this democracy as he possibly can. And of course, we now have members of the Christian fascist party in this country have become his enablers, led by this despicable, filthy pig, Ted Cruz. It's astonishing to me. Let me ask you something. If the President of the United States said to you, in so many terms, your spouse is an ugly pimp or an ugly whore, your spouse is a piece of shit, your spouse is scum, would you 2 years, 3 years later be supporting this son of a bitch? Ted Cruz has all the backbone and honor of a goddamn earthworm. There he is, just wriggling his way, now elevating himself to the leader of the senators who are going to challenge the Electoral College vote when it's presented on Wednesday. This is beyond my ability to even comprehend. Anyway, the fact that there are no limits that the orange bastard will go to in his attempt to destroy American democracy, all of that was made clear from a phone call that he made Saturday, just passed, to the Secretary of State here in Georgia, Republican Brad Raffensperger. And as reported by several outlets now, including Dan Balls at the Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, just about every legitimate news source is reporting what the orange son of a bitch said. In the call, the orange bastard repeatedly urged the Secretary of State of Georgia to find enough votes to allow him, the Secretary of State, to recalculate the election results to show that the orange bastard, rather than Joe Biden, won the state. What we have is the President of the United States suggesting a conspiracy to overturn the election of the American people nationwide, but specifically here in Georgia. This is Trump, the way Trump operates. This is Trump, the way the Christian fascist bastards recognize him and love him and respect him because they are Christian fascists. But this is Trump. That call I mentioned, I think, on our Patreon or our bonus broadcast over the weekend, that call was recorded. The recording was obtained by damn near everybody. Now, I think the Washington Post was the first to release the audio and the transcript. And it was as outrageous as it was chilling. I mean, this is, I don't know why I always say this. I want to say, but this is the United States. I mean, who am I kidding? Huh? That debate, that argument is one I've been having with myself ever since, oh gosh, let me see, the early 60s. Ever since the Bay of Pigs, the assassination of Kennedy, the escalation of the war crimes we committed in Vietnam, and it hasn't let up. And I keep, like an idiot, I keep saying to myself, but this is America. I think about what we have done to assist the state of Israel in its genocide against the Palestinian people. I think about what we did to the Iraqi people, an invasion that cost as many as 2 million lives, people whose only misfortune was where they lived while the war criminal George Bush unleashed hell against Iraq. I think about the assassinations we perpetrated against leading figures in Iran, the wedding parties and picnics and gatherings of families in Afghanistan that we've blown into chunks of bone and blood and flesh in our attempt to track down so-called terrorists. And yet I still find myself saying, yeah, but this is the United States. I think about what we have done and continue to do on a goddamn daily basis to Black Americans, not to mention Native Americans. Hell no, we never mention Native Americans, do we? This is a country we still, as I'm sitting here in the Daniel Scapin studio in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains on Monday, January the 4th, 2021, we still have hundreds of children locked in fucking cages who were taken from their parents. But I still sit here and say, but this is America. How could this filthy president of the United States be challenging in the way he's doing it the results of an election? And every time I say that, I have to pause and think, what the fuck are you talking about, Malloy? This is the United States of America. Do you not realize where you live? Do you not realize what this country has become in a political sense? Do you not realize, Mike Malloy, what a threat to the rest of the goddamn world we have been and continue to be? In order to promote our plantation-style capitalism, we don't give a fuck how many people we kill, how many governments we disorganize and tear to pieces. And now it's happening here. Isn't that karmic? Isn't that action-reaction? Who said it? Was it Stokely Carmichael? Was it H. Rap Brown? Who said it? On the assassination of John Kennedy. America is seeing the chickens coming home to roost. An old expression that means shit to young people, but is that what we're seeing? I am truly sick, emotionally sick from what I have witnessed and written about and reported about, whether it was on radio or CNN or wherever I have worked in the past 35 years, and the shit that I've had to bear witness to and talk about and observe and wonder what in the fuck happened to this country. And then I have to check myself and think, come on, Malloy, it was this way from day goddamn one. We hold these truths bullshit to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Oh, give me a fucking break. That wasn't true 230 years ago. It's not true today. So I find myself questioning myself constantly. What do you mean you're shocked? Come on, Mike. What do you mean that this pig son of a bitch Trump, who was coughed up on the stage to lead this country by Christians? Yes. Not atheists, not agnostics, not Jews, not Muslims or Buddhists or Hindus. Christians put this son of a bitch as the leader of the United States. Christians did it. Fucking unreal. It's just, yeah, it's unreal, all right, but it's horrifying. And it gives me a combination of feelings that I am not used to trying to process at the same time. Rage, sadness, rage again, anxiety, fear, rage. Anyway, back to what this filthy son of a bitch Donald Trump did over the weekend. You know, the legal experts can go ahead and begin their debate about how close to the line this son of a bitch was with that telephone call. And it wasn't one phone call. I learned over the weekend, let me see, where is it? That there were 18 goddamn calls. Here it is, 18 attempted calls from the Trump sewer to the Georgia Secretary of State's office, trying to get the Georgia Secretary of State to throw out the results of the election in this state and make Trump, this filthy bastard, the winner. And the Republicans in this state dug in their feet after creating Trump, after voting for him. Every single executive or constitutional officer in the state of Georgia voted for this rotten fucker twice. But even in light of that, enough Republicanism remained in them. The Secretary of State and his legal advisors and other people, and the governor, who are hardcore, ultra-conservative Republicans, but they haven't yet taken that last step, oh, I'm sure they will, into Christian fascism. And every one of them has said to Donald Trump, I can't do what you're asking, sir. The election was legitimate, sir. There was no miscount of the votes, sir. Instead of saying, you crazy fucking maniac, get off my phone. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.